Good evening, everyone. This is Naijha Wright-Brown getting ready to speak to these fabulous guests on today's show. This is the evening session. I was on the morning session with the Afro Vegans, and now we're going to take it to the stage with my Latino friends. And let's get started with some bios. Massiel Alejandra is known as the Self Loving Vegana on Instagram and YouTube. She got into veganism because of cruelty-free beauty once she found out about the torture of animals, and then she switched overnight. Wow. That was brave. Maciel likes to share vegan makeup and skincare tips, loves reviewing new vegan food brands and restaurants. She is raising 4 Latin American vegan kids. She produces YouTube videos every now and then, and we're going to show you one of her quick lunch recipes. Her passion is to share how to be vegan from your makeup all the way to your food. Veganizing childhood foods, special Latin American cuisines, whether it's plant-based or substitutes or raw vegan. Showing healthy vegan kids can thrive on a vegan lifestyle. And I'm glad that you brought that up because I have an 8-year-old who's been vegan from the womb, and a lot of people don't think that it's possible. We're going to share your video right now.
Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am here doing a quick lunch. I am hungry. It's lunchtime. So I'm showing you what I'm
Can you hear that?
This week for lunch, and I decided to do a pita pocket. Half of it is from whole food. And just literally cut half of it. I've been obsessed over this hummus from Hope, and it's the Thai curry one. They sell this at Amor. I'm pretty sure they like this at Whole Food. It's very delicious. It's like coconut, spicy, and when I mixing with it, I was almost done. Don't worry, I have the backup here. So I'm just gonna add that. And so normally I do this with the bread from Amor. It's so delicious from the bakery. And so I like to mix this with some cilantro. So I'll add some cilantro here inside the pocket. We got some yogurt.
Okay. If someone can mute their phone, we're hearing a lot of background noise.
I'm actually trying it on a pita bread. Normally, like I said, I have it on bread. And then I'm doing the all-flour sprouts. Stack that in here. And chop it up. It's not mustard, but before I go with this mustard, I want to add this cheese that I've been loving. It's by Violife, and this is so delicious when you mix it with a wholly or any plant-based milk and the oven and make nacho cheese delicious. But I also like to eat it with the slice of cheese. Just cut it into little pieces and just stuff them in there. That'll be lunch. And this is an easy, quick, like you can actually take this to work. And what I follow with it, because it's half, so it's not as filling for me, I get key lime. So delicious. And that's it. That is my dish. And I love mustard. So if you don't, you can always opt out. See?
Nice. Look at that. Nice, quick, and easy.
Making me hungry already.
That looks so good.
I know, right? In fact, I love pita sandwiches. Oh yes, the coconut water. She brought it out. The coconut water, the
I
best
hope you enjoy
hydration.
this quick,
My
light,
favorite.
easy meal. All right. Bye, guys.
All right. Thank you for that,
Feeling it,
Maciel.
feeling it.
Feeling it, feeling it. We got the sounding better now. And now, Jezzy and Mike are gluten-free. They're a gluten-free vegan couple based in Los Angeles. They are vegan chefs by day and DJs by night with a passion for spreading awareness about veganism in their own little creative way. So you got that spin to it, huh? Their goal is to build a platform where they can help inspire future generations to adopt a cruelty-free lifestyle. It all starts with what is on your plate, and that's where their recipes come into play. By cooking up their recipes, you can help to decrease the environmental impact, you can save the lives of animals, and become healthier than ever. And I also have a video to show for them.
Grab it out the fridge and head out the door.
Here are the ingredients. There's a sliced banana, a tablespoon of hemp seeds and chia seeds, your favorite granola, a tablespoon of almond butter. Don't forget your mason jar. A cup of gluten-free oats, a cup of frozen blueberries, a cup of homemade almond milk. Recipe coming soon. Put the gluten-free oats inside the jar. Put the blueberries. Spice it up with your cinnamon.
Okay, if you have your phone on up or we could hear that feedback. So please, if y'all could lower any of the devices, we appreciate it.
Shake it up, put it in the fridge, and it's ready to go. In the morning, put all the toppings. My favorite are the chia and hemp seeds. This is where all my omega-3s come from. And Babe's favorite, almond butter.
Ooh, I like that.
Yes.
But you can't finish it all in one sitting. Grab your mason jar lid, put it on top, and you're all set. Oh yeah, don't forget to follow us on all of our social media. We're gonna post that right here below. Like and subscribe, follow, do your thing.
Thanks for watching.
Awesome. Awesome. Thanks for joining us. Yes, thanks for joining us today, Maciel and Jezzy and Mike. Let's get down to it. Let's talk about the journey, the plant-based vegan journeys that you've been on. I've met Maciel at a couple of events. I think we met at the Fairfax and then also a Thrive Baltimore event. So please talk about your journey. And again, somebody has their phone on. I can hear that feedback, and we have comments talking about the feedback for the phone. So if you have any devices on, please mute them so that people can hear what you're saying. I appreciate it. Go ahead, Maciel. Tell us about your journey.
Okay, so it's Massiel Alejandra, and like Naijha said, I came through veganism. I was very into cruelty-free beauty, and one time I was just doing my normal post. Someone wrote, "Go vegan," and I did not know what vegan was. So as I'm very curious, I just put it on YouTube, vegan. Saw so many videos, slaughter videos, and it was like in the middle of the night when I was doing this. I did not sleep. I was crying. And at that time, I was breastfeeding my daughter at that time. And I connected with the cow. When I saw that mother cow getting separated from her baby, I was like, that's it. I couldn't. Literally the next morning, I was in my kitchen throwing meat, dairy, like the eggs, and my husband's coming down the stairs, and he's like, "What are you doing?" I said, "We are vegan now." And
wow.
and the kids, I had explained to them what vegan was. They were plant-based, and actually my oldest son has ADHD. So I actually looked for a nutritionist for him, and they did recommend it to take away dairy and gluten-free. So I wasn't so strict with the gluten-free, but I took dairy away, and he was plant-based at home. The kids were for a while. Now they're all vegan. My husband's vegan as well. And it was definitely a learning journey, especially finding out a lot of the mothers or parents don't know about ADHD, that dairy, the protein in milk that is casein is so bad for these children. And I did not want to do any medication or anything like that. So I really wanted to heal him with foods. Does he still have ADHD? Yes. That's something that's not going to go away. But you can, maintain by taking away all these fructose, red dyes, blue dyes. And these are something that the doctors don't discuss.
Right.
And it was just an awakening at that time. I followed as well. I saw a lot of videos. Okja, Cowspiracy, The Best Speech Ever from Gary, and Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi, it was...
oh, right, yes. Alkaline. The alkaline diet, yes.
Yes, a year before he actually died, he had a island retreat in Honduras, and that's where my mom's from. And I wanted to go see him, but that year, everything had happened and he had passed away. And I was so upset, but I follow a lot of his videos about alkaline, and it amazed me that there were so many different stuff in the vegan movement. It was like vegan, and then you have, raw vegans. You had people who were alkaline vegan, and understanding and, getting all that information. And I also follow Rolf. I don't know if you know Rolf Smart.
Yes. Yeah. I love his YouTube page. Like, he has so many good meditation. I sleep to that. Oh yeah. He is awesome. He's like one of the top 10 trending vegan YouTubers.
Yes. And
he's amazing.
When I first followed him, I actually didn't know he was vegan. I followed him because he was so positive, lifting up. I had a lot of good, not meditation, but good motivation videos. And when he did the 10 vegan challenge, I learned about spirulina through him. I learned about, so many other health benefits as well.
Yes, that's Ralph Smart, everyone. He has the YouTube channel, Infinite Waters. It is amazing. Thank you for that, Massiel. And yes, we're in the anti-dairy month, so people need to be dumping dairy. We talked about that this morning with the Afro Vegan Society and their workshops that they have going on each Saturday. Jezzy and Mike, let's talk about your journey.
Definitely. Do you want to start it off?
So we've been health conscious. When I met Mike, he was having health issues. I was already not eating beef because of my own personal experience with slaughter. I experienced it at a very young age because my dad's from a farm in Mexico, and I hadn't eaten beef in years. And Mike and I met, we decided, we're just eating fish. Let's just go all the way. We watched documentaries, some of what was mentioned before. Right, like What the Health,
Forks Over Knives.
Okay.
Cowspiracy.
Cowspiracy, right? And then we just decided, like, you know what, let's go vegan. So we went vegan on the same day.
Yeah, and then also, like Chidi mentioned before, I have a lot of health issues going on right before we made the switch. So I was experiencing vertigo.
Wow.
I had anxiety for a long, long time. So it was great to like see the progression over the weeks. It just slowly started to go away, and I think just having like the good like karma and like good vibrations and like good people around us, it really helped in the transition to make it a lot easier by like going to vegan events and also like DJing these events, just being a part of the community out here in LA, and it's just been a beautiful experience so far.
Yeah, LA has such a good vibe for the vegan movement. What events did you DJ at, or were you DJing at out there in LA?
So we were residents at this vegan event called Vegan Playground.
Oh,
so
wow.
Was
okay.
Yeah, all the way in San Diego. But they were going to bring it to Orange County, and I guess they had it for a couple weeks before this whole thing, the whole COVID thing happened. And she was going to be one of the resident DJs there. in the Orange County spot.
Okay.
Mhm.
So hopefully, that goes back to normal.
Exactly. I got my cousin here. I'm just going to shout out my cousin, Selena. She's her kids are ADHD, and she's thinking of using almond milk. And so we each can provide feedback on that. And you can counter attack me on it if you want. I almond milk is good when I go to Dunkin' Donuts and I want to put a milk alternative because that's the only alternative that they have.
Yeah.
But I don't think it has as many nutrients as it should have in the milk. So I'm more of a flax milk drinker. My daughter's been drinking flax milk since she's been young. So again, I don't wholly depend on almond milk as a nutritional value. It is an alternative to plant-based milks, but it would be the flax milk, the oat milk. I look at the nutrients and I try to make sure it doesn't have the carrageenan in it, which can be damaging to some's intestines. What are your thoughts on the type of milks that the plant-based milks that people should be drinking from your experience, especially with dealing with children?
You see, so we see it from a different perspective because with almonds, it's very damaging for the bee's life. So like it's very
So a third of bees?
I think a third of the bees die
within the harvest of almonds within the state of California because we are the biggest state, or if not
export of almonds.
The exports almonds, and it requires, I think, the second most water to
really close to meat.
Really close to meat.
So
it requires a lot of water. So it's environmentally damaging as well. And therefore, we also drink flax milk and hemp milk.
Oh, flax milk is fire. And hemp milk, I love hemp because of the nutritional value in it. Have the manganese, the iron. You could double check all those. But if you look in the back of your hemp seeds that you buy at the store, you just see all the nutrition on it. And it's just a beautiful and easy milk to make from yourself. So all you need is a milk bag, any type of blender. So you just blend it. You blend like what? Is it a cup?
Yeah, a quarter cup of hemp seeds with about 3 cups of water, and you just blend that up with dates and
a little bit of
ice, and you have hemp milk.
Any particular brand, like if you're buying a commercial brand, is there any particular brand that you like in terms of the flax milk? I know I use Good Karma.
Oh, there you go. That's what we use.
Without unsweetened, because I don't like a lot of sweet stuff. I'm a sweet tooth, yes, but I'm trying to decrease my sugar intake because sugar can be damaging to the body too. Massiel, what's your thought on it? You have children. What's your thought on the milk? And my cousin also said, or soy. I will drink soy. I don't overconsume soy, and I think soy, like anything else, if you have an allergen, you need to stay away from it. I mean, there is a debate about soy. You don't want to overconsume anything, but I think if you're allergic to things, don't consume it. It's just like nuts. Nuts are great, but everybody cannot have nuts because they're allergic.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on the almond milk?
Actually, let the kids have all kinds of, like, either almond, we've tried hemp, oats, cashew. I actually have I believe it's called the cow maker, or not cow maker, the almond cow. Yeah, that's the almond cow. And it's the same thing. You could just blend it and use a nut bag, or you can use the almond cow where you put the nuts in there and it makes the milk freshly for you. We've done cashew. You can do half of cashew, half of oats as well. But I haven't, sometimes I'll get Borger. I like that brand just because it's very simple ingredients. There's no gum or anything like that. It's just, but when we're in a rush or something, the kids do like Oatly, so I do let them drink Oatly. So the main thing is, like they said, they wanted to switch to almond milk. That's, from having cow's milk, I think that's the best, option. Especially, you're gonna see if your kid has ADHD or doesn't. You will see a big difference. When I took my oldest son out of milk and he was having either almond milk, soy milk, it was, the teachers thought that he was on medicine. They were like, "What is he on?" And I said, "No, I just took dairy away from him." And his cereals, he was having almond milk or soy. Like, I'm not that picky with him, as I just had a newborn. He's 7 months. I have seen
Congratulations.
And they did recommend a soy from Eden. I think it's called Eden.
Oh, soy? Eating soy?
Not eating soy that
Okay.
we see that has a lot of good nutrition for a baby.
Okay.
When they're like a year or 2 years.
Awesome. Thank you for that. It's very important because just because you're vegan, and I'm going to get into that next question. Just because something says vegan, it doesn't mean it's the healthiest.
Yeah.
So I want to have that conversation also. Plant-based versus vegan. What is your take? I prefer whole food, plant-based foods, and not that I don't eat mock meats and alternative cheeses. I do that, and I consume it in moderation, because I have friends that went vegan and they were on the burgers and the fake meat and all of that, and they went to the doctor, and now it's like high blood pressure, all of this stuff. So talk to me. Share your thoughts on the whole plant-based versus vegan and the health versus unhealthy aspect to it.
I think definitely the whole food plant-based is the way to go. Just based on experience for myself, I was eating like diet pizza like almost every other day. I was making like
we were eating the Senavega tacos all the time.
Yeah, like Beyond Meat tacos. Yeah. And I definitely I felt because I know a coconut has a lot of saturated fat. So like for myself, recovering from like heart issues when I was eating a meat diet before, I was having some weird effects on my heart and vertigo. And I noticed when I lower my saturated fat, even if it's coconut, it was just making me feel so much more clear-headed. I was less foggy throughout the day, had more energy, and just making our smoothie bowls every morning has changed our lives. And our celery juice with cilantro in it. I just feel like if you go the whole food plant-based, there really is no way of losing, and it's just so affordable and easy to access. You go to any grocery store, you have a whole section of whole food plant-based. Like it's called the produce section. Like you buy it, like
Yes.
it's all yours. Sky's the
Tell me,
limit for that.
what are some of the favorite things that you like to eat that's whole food plant-based? So what is your so you talked about the smoothies and the Aussie bowls type of meals. What does your lunch and your dinner look like?
So lunch and dinner usually is mostly veggies. I'll make zoodles, which is zucchini noodles.
Yes.
And I'll make like marinara and black bean or lentil meatballs. And I'll air fry the meatballs and put that in the marinara, put it on the noodles, make some pepita cheese. So instead of using nuts, we'll use pumpkin seeds as our base.
Nice.
Cheese.
Nutritious.
Yeah.
It's so good. Yeah.
That's the way to go, honestly.
Massiel.
Well, I did it for ethical, so yes, a lot of people get confused when you say vegan. You have to remember vegan means ethical. Now, plant-based is more for your health. And like I said in the beginning, there's different levels of eating. It could be where you're vegan, you're eating all these mock meats, sausages, burgers, and pizza, and that is amazing and great for transitioning. As you already, you got to get your taste bud to change and get used to, especially when you have kids or, you want a pizza, get a vegan pizza. Now, you can also change it to plant-based. And I love doing that because I've learned that you can have a burger, or like let's say she said the meatballs. You can have Gardein meatballs, or you can make meatballs out of lentils and mushrooms. And
yeah.
And then you can even go as far as raw. I actually just made recently raw tuna out of sunflower seeds. So I like to challenge myself and see, of what things you can eat, whether it's substitute or plant-based or even raw, and change your taste buds as well in that aspect. I definitely think plant-based is definitely healthier, even going raw, and not although maybe raw till dinner or something like that, but it's definitely the more fresh juices and produce that you're having in your body, you feel great. I know when I have a lot of fruits and raw, I feel amazing. I've done a raw challenge for 1 week, and it's beautiful. It's you should try it. It's in a very great feeling inside.
Thank you for that. So that leads me to my next question. Dealing or living in your vegan lifestyle, how do you respond when people say vegan food isn't real food, that you must be eating animal flesh in order to get your nutrients? Now, I have a vegan restaurant in Baltimore, and it is a premier vegan restaurant. It's the Land of Kush. So when people say that, I'm offended because we're an award-winning restaurant. We've served celebrities, and now you're telling me that my food isn't real. What is your thoughts about that? What are your
Oh,
thoughts?
it's it's crazy because like even like with my dad, he's transitioning right now to eating more plant-based food, like more vegan food. And every time we take him to like a new restaurant, he's like, "This ain't real meat. This is not real meat." Well, this is real. This is as real as it gets for us. Like we love, eating the healthier alternatives, right? They call it alternatives, but like for us, it's real because this is what we eat every day. So
yeah, so just like he said, we'll take that person out. I think if you support them without being so harsh and say, hey, let's just go out and try this restaurant. The more you do that, the more they kind of like, and it just creates your palate to become used to that kind of food.
No, definitely. It's all about the adjustment to the taste bud adjustment, right? That's what we all go through. It's not gonna taste like flesh. We're not eating flesh, so it's gonna taste like vegetables and fruits, which it should taste like. So I guess just take that with a grain of salt.
Yeah, it takes time to transition. Your taste buds have to change, but after a while, you get used to the new taste. Massiel, what about you? What's your response?
Yes, I think when people say that, it's funny because when you go buy meat or anything, you don't buy, when you kill the cow, you're not literally taking their body parts. You are processing it and putting it in a machine, making like look like something with chemicals and something. So that's very processed. So when they say that, can vegan have not good healthy foods? Yes. Like I can have soda and Oreos all day. Am I going to be healthy? No. Now, like plant-based Amor was saying, having more plant-based, that's not processed. Nothing processed is going to make your body work better and easier, and you're going to be more kinder to your body as well. So when people say that, just maybe letting them know, hey, vegan also, or plant-based means is also having zucchini noodles, sweet potatoes, and whole plant-based that they're already eating and they're not aware just because of the labeling of veganism, or putting vegan on the label.
Right. Collard greens are vegan. Yams are vegan. But collard greens are vegan as long as you're not putting animal stock or animal byproducts in it. And then you have yams, I'm just talking about things that we make at the restaurant, cabbage, things like that. Right, exactly. It's fruits, vegetables, nuts, grains, seeds, legumes, beans. So that is food. I tell you an interesting story. When my daughter was in preschool, how they have the little birthday parties and they bring the artificial cupcakes with all the sugar and crazy stuff and the ingredients. Well, I went to a bakery and got my daughter a vegan cupcake, and she's not a sweet tooth. She doesn't like sweets at all. She'll, I just got it for her so she can, be comfortable, and then she didn't feel left out. So because she wasn't eating it, the teacher said, well, because you need to get her a real cupcake. She was like, it's a real cupcake. I said, I want you to take a look at the ingredients of those cupcakes that you're giving out to all of these children. Look, artificial color, artificial flavoring, red. I had her read it. Red 34, whatever the numbers are. And I said, and you take a look at this one. Organic this, organic that. I said, so what are you saying is real and not real? Like, know what you're talking about before you say anything. Read the labels. This is real food. It doesn't say anything artificial. I really get upset with that type of stuff. Like, read the labels first before you start saying what's real and what's not real. And having said that, now I'm going to segue into what is your ideal person or market that you connect with, and what are your thoughts on the state of the Latinx vegan movement? Who wants to take that?
So someone that we really admire within our vegan community, Latinx community, is Genesis Butler. She's a great activist within the California. Right? Yes. And she has her own Marvel show on Netflix too. So if you ever want to see, an activist since a kid. So
Yeah,
that's
very
really
young.
inspiring to see someone from such a young age to the age they are now to be part of this movement.
Yeah, like showing their love of animals and really connecting with them. And that actually, right now, we're actually asking friends that are in our community, how can we get more involved in different ways of activism? Because we've been doing our activism through, like, wearing T-shirts and cooking our vegan recipes and putting them on YouTube. But we want to go a little deeper than that. So we're asking, what are other ways we want to get involved?
Mm-hmm. Definitely.
Massiel.
Um,
So the question was, who is your ideal person or market that you connect with, and what are your thoughts on the state of the Latinx vegan movement right now?
and now you're talking about in social.
Yes.
I think I would say, I mean, I have different because there's with the beauty community, there's the cruelty-free vanity, Ellie. She's amazing. She's Latin, and that's something that me and her have always discussed. There's not that many in the beauty community Latin people represented, or Latinx people as well as Black people not represented in the beauty community. And seeing her videos as well and posts and stuff of activism to show that you can change, and it starts from cruelty-free. Like I said, I found out about veganism was through cruelty-free from someone just writing to me going vegan. Also, Jamila, I'm pretty sure you know her, the soulful vegan.
Oh yeah, that's my people right there. She does my tarot card readings.
And connecting also with her and her movement and learning a lot. With that, I've always struggled. I've spoken that I've always felt that I wasn't Latin enough and I wasn't American enough. So it was always feeling like I was ripped into two sides, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't make sense to me because I'm half Puerto Rican and I'm second generation and I don't speak the language. So, so I don't know if I'm Black enough and Latin enough.
I know, because my mom spoke to me in Spanish, but now my kids, the oldest one's learning Spanish, but they don't speak Spanish.
Right.
Mom gets me about that, but I'm like, Mom, you talk to me in English. So
I learned it 100 million times. I just got to connect with my people. That's what this is all about, and I just got to start speaking it. But my daughter's learning it in school, so that's my culture. So I support both causes. I even try to work to bridge the gap between the Blacks and Latinos because we need to be working together. So I appreciate that. I have a couple of questions here, and I'll get to those questions, Selena and Moshe. I just want to ask: is there a vegan, Latin vegan society that you know of?
Yeesh.
Yes, no, and if not,
I think it's
I think we're creating it, right? Like it's kind of growing as we go.
It's not.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead. What was the answer? So, is there a Latin vegan society or not?
I think we're starting to create it as as of now. We're trying to connect with others. So we have a friend named Healthy Hyena. She's a good friend of ours, and she does her thing in a non-judgy way. So everything on her page, she doesn't even really have vegan all over her page, like splattered, but she does it in such
in a way to be inclusive, right?
Yeah, inclusive way.
To the Latinx community, because when you ask that question, we're kind of like, wow, you know what? There really isn't. So we are, trying to connect with other Latinx plant-based vegan influencers and trying to create that.
Massiel, because I thought there was another. I thought I had saw one. I don't know if it was the Las Mijas or something like that. So I just was curious because I'm doing my research as well. Because having a nonprofit, the Black Veg Society of Maryland, I definitely want to connect with those organizations in that movement.
Yeah, I don't think there is also down here in the DMV area that I know of. I've tried to look, but I haven't seen that it's something that we definitely need for our community.
Thank you for that. Well, that I'm definitely going to continue to do my research, and I appreciate your answers to that questions. I just want to give a shout out to Jane Unchained News for allowing us this platform to have this discussion. Again, this is Naijha Wright-Brown. I'm co-owner of the Land of Kush Vegan Soul Bistro in Baltimore and executive director of the Black Vegetarian Society of Maryland. Um, and I also want to shout out A Welfare World, Veg Fund, and women funders in animal rights as sponsors of me and the work that I am doing in the community. Also, you want to subscribe to NaijhaSpeaks.com so you can catch the replay of any of the live talks, live broadcasts that I've done. Sunday is Keep It Fresh Day. So we want people to post their plant-based plates and be entered into a chance to win a prize. So all you got to do is take a picture of your plate, use hashtag Keep It Fresh Day, tag at Black Veg of MD, and then we'll enter you into a chance to win a prize. And you can go to bbsmd.org to the blog page to find out more about that. Also, you want to download the African American Vegan Starter Guide created by the fabulous Tracy McQuirter for us by us. Thank you for that. Let's get to the questions. So we have my cousin again, and I'll answer her initially, and then you can definitely chime in. She doesn't want to cause confusion. So plant-based and vegan are different, correct? Also, does sushi fall into any of these categories? For me, I would consider myself mostly a plant-based vegan, which means that I mostly eat plant-based food and follow the ethical lifestyle of a vegan. So it doesn't have to be separate. You have people that are plant-based because they may choose to wear their leather coat, suede shoes, and things like that. So they consider themselves plant-based, not to say that they're vegan. And vegan encompasses the entire lifestyle of veganism, where you're not going to go to the circus, you're not going to go to the aquarium, you're not going to do anything that exploits animals in any way. And then, you have your environmental, and also people do it for health, but I would consider myself a plant-based vegan. Sushi is a pescatarian. That's what that falls into because it's fish. So anyone that consumes fish, you are a pescatarian, and that derives from the Latin word pescado. Am I correct? So pescatarian is what sushi would fall into. I hope that answers your question, cuz. What do you want to add to that, Jezzy, Mike, or Maciel?
I want to add that, you also have to remember veganism, you don't have to be perfect. I define myself as a vegan, uh, and I probably have some shoes that have leather in them. I still consider myself as a vegan because it's not about being perfect, and that's something that, a lot in the vegan community, we feel pressure is to get rid of all your leather stuff. No, if you can replace them, that is amazing. Replace them and don't buy them again. Or if you have family members, if they give you something like that, you want to be respectful and just explain to them, hey, I don't believe in this. Please don't buy me leather, or we can return or anything like that. But the idea is that we don't need to be perfect. And you can still have sushi without the fish. You can have cucumbers. There is sweet potato. It's really good. With sushi, you could do so many things. You don't need the fish.
Thank you for that, Maciel. Jezzy and Mike?
Oh, so yeah, plant-based versus vegan. We considered ourselves, just like you, plant-based vegan. So, like Maciel was saying, she felt like pressure to throw away, or get rid of animal-based materialistic things like shoes and belts and stuff. We definitely felt that pressure.
Oh yeah.
But like she said, we're not perfect, right? This is a journey that we are striving to be, and with all that doesn't mean that we have to be perfect at it.
Yeah, don't worry. Like if you have a car that has leather seats and you had it for 10 years and you've been vegan for a couple of years, don't worry about it. That's your car. But of course, moving forward, if you're buying a new car, then maybe you look into getting the vegan leather option. Just take it easy on yourself. All right, it's just it's a journey. That's why it's called a vegan journey, because you're always learning new things that aren't vegan or that are semi-vegan, but they're not all the way there. There's always different things you're gonna learn throughout this journey. Sure.
Thank you, Mike. I think we get caught up too much into the labels. The society is built so much around labels. My name is Naijha Wright-Brown, and that's who I am, and I practice veganism. Let's start there and get to know me first. So that is the attitude I have when I am confronting by I just don't eat that. I just don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But my name is Naijha, and ahimsa. That's my philosophy, as best as I possibly can. Period. End the story. You know, everybody's walking around with the SV on their chest, and it's like, okay, everybody, calm down. People going through the journey. Meet them where they are, and stop being the police. Okay. Now we have the question. I would love to know, as a vegan parent of two, how to handle when kids visit friends or birthday parties, etc. Thank you. This is what I do. I bring the food. And, you know, if they're having a pizza, I'm going to bring the vegan pizza. Some parents take the initiative and provide my daughter with a individual vegan pizza. That's cool. They don't have to do that, but, you know, it speaks volumes if they do that. They'll have a vegan cake for her, a vegan little cupcake or whatever. So I bring the stuff to the party because they understand the lifestyle that we live. And that's what I would recommend. That's what I do. Bring the food. If you can make the food, great. If you can't, buy it. You know what I'm saying? Or, you know, even ask. I ask before we go, what are you going to have there so I can, you know, find out if something that we can eat. If we can't eat it, then we'll go get it. I hope that answers your question, Moshe. If not, reach back out again. My next question is going to be, to plant-based Amor. I want to know how it is I'm sorry. I didn't let y'all answer that question. I'm so rude. Let's start with Massiel. Excuse me. Pardon.
I mean, I do the same. Exactly what you said, the same. I'll bring the food. I will bake something or I'll buy something. Egg muffins are really great because they're allergen friendly. You don't want to take them if someone has an allergy. My oldest son, he had amazing friends, and you buy him vegan pizza, or and I'll bring him a little like sweet, and I'll explain to him. And you know, it's also letting kids decide and make their own choices, because that's all the part of growing up. I explain to him, hey, this is what's going to happen. You know, because when they grow up and they go to a restaurant that is not vegan friendly, what are your options there? And you know, letting him as well decide to make those choices. But I definitely bring cupcakes or pizza or anything like that.
Thank you for that. Jezzy, I don't know if you have any children, but what would be your thoughts about? I don't want to make the assumption. I didn't see any children.
Oh no, we don't.
I'm going to share some pictures too. I have pictures here, so I'll get to those in a minute. What would be your
Yeah, we tell people that do have kids. I mean, if they're going through that struggle, you know, we just recommend them, you know, go to Whole Foods. They have cake over there, vegan cake. They have gluten-free cake. They have vegan gluten-free cake. If you look for it, it's there, you know?
Yes, they do. Mm-hmm.
I think that's a beautiful option to have. Like, just going over there, it's already created for you, you know? Like, it looks beautiful. Has all the sprinkles on it, you know, has all the toppings of fruit on it. And yeah, I think your kids are in good hands. And now, like, moving forward, you guys are in good hands because now the options are there and there's no excuse.
Thank you. I wanted to share a couple of pictures here that Jezzy and Mike and Massiel have shared. This is Massiel's family. And you know, you said in your bio, your email to me, that you definitely are engaged with, you know, family values, and you can see it here. I saw a video of your daughter making a frozen dessert, and I thought it was so cute. So yeah, it's definitely about family. So you can see them here, and I'm going to assume that's your husband, right? So beautiful family. And then I see Jezzy here. I think that's the bowl of oatmeal that you make in the morning. That's very good. And then there goes Mike. Mike, you got the nachos there, the vegan nachos at the baseball game. Amazing. So vegan lifestyle is cool, y'all. We're not doing, you know, like, come on now. How is it working together as a couple, Jezzy and Mike? And I only ask that because me and my husband are in the restaurant business together, and you know, you're a couple. You want to talk about some of the successes and challenges as working as a couple, especially DJing at night and chefing during the
Yeah.
day?
Oh, definitely. I went from being a DJ. I've been DJing for, let's see, for like 15, 16 years. So more than half of my life I've been DJing, and it's been beautiful to meet her and to see that the way that when she met me, I was DJing a music video. So it's real quick. We met at a music video. I was DJing, and she was my love interest in the music video, and that was how, that this whole thing started rolling. And I think the beautiful thing about, wait, what was the question? I'm so sorry. I got carried away.
So you lost it after talking. You was going back to that day when you met her on the set.
I'm sorry.
About the day.
Oh, I can't.
She said, as a couple, how do we work together?
Oh, yeah, how do we work together?
You see, but that's a good one. You just went back into how y'all met.
I'm definitely right.
So yes, he's been DJing for a long time. But once we got together, we were able to really build a platform and build each other up. He helped build my platform, of course, helped me be a mentor to the DJ lifestyle. And when we met, like, our health just started being so much better. We turned vegan together, and we felt like we blossomed with one another.
Oh, definitely. And then, like, with the cooking thing that we started together, so it started off as just like a way of, hey, like, now we're vegan. We don't know really where to buy this food at, like what restaurants to go to. Right. Let's just make it ourselves. So we started watching YouTube videos, and we're like, you know what? That seems pretty cool. Like, we saw a Sweet Simple Vegan YouTube. Mm-hmm. I'm like, oh my God, they're a beautiful vegan couple. Like, maybe one day we could, do something similar, like on Instagram. So we started doing it on Instagram, and then we did it on, finally on YouTube a few months ago. It was tough. The oatmeal video was like the first video.
It's great. It's great. YouTube is a great platform, and it allows you to do so many things. I appreciate that. Massiel, your question is, why is family so important in supporting one's vegan lifestyle? And, of course, I'm asking you that because you are surrounded around family. So why is that so important? Because there are couples where one isn't vegan and the other one is. Why is that so important to support each other?
I think it's about having respect for one another. And also you have to think when someone, depending if the person is vegan for ethical or health, they're letting you know their morals, what their morals stand. So I think by respecting someone, where they, it hurts them or it makes them sad about the animals, is being compassionate towards your family member and understanding that, if you're making jokes or anything, those are not nice, and just being respectful as well, vice versa. You can't act like you didn't have meat or anything before and have compassion for them, because everyone is in a different journey as well, being respectful in that aspect. And food brings people together, when you holidays and things like that. And I think by having it in a positive way and being respectful and just, I try to not say vegan when I'm bringing anything. I just say it's delicious. It has this, it has that, it's really good. Try it, as opposed trying to push the vegan agenda or anything in that aspect. So I will say, is being respectful and being communicative with your feelings and letting them know, hey, when you said this or you did this, it hurt my feelings or anything. I didn't like that. And, just have respect for one another.
Thank you for that.
Yes, spoken Jezzy. Like a true over there.
Thank you for that. Plant-based Amor, what can we look forward to from you two in the plant-based Amor movement? So you're getting into YouTube. Do you have any aspirations and where that's going to be going, the platform, or just what you're doing in general?
I think this is just a bridge to what the big picture is. So I've been DJing for companies like Coca-Cola, Adidas, Nike, Microsoft, like the list goes on for all these years. And I'm, you know what? Let me use my platform that I have. I'm already, on stage and like DJing for all the CEOs and, everybody involved. How can I promote myself in the vegan movement and have like this beautiful marriage together? And then also like whenever they want to, dip into the veganism and like drop some vegan shoes or, or do like a vegan product, I could be type of like one of the ambassadors for them, and to have like these genuine conversations, like sit down in boardrooms with, the marketing director of, a company, like, you know what, I've seen the movement and the beautiful community that we have in LA being one of the biggest economies in the world. And I feel like if we're able to already make an impact already over here, how can we bring that globally? So yes. I think moving forward, of course the recipe books are amazing, the YouTube books, the YouTube videos are amazing, but I'm seeing the big picture. Like, how can we really make an impact?
Yes, exactly. Massiel, I didn't get to ask you this question when you first came on. What does self-loving vegana mean? What is the meaning behind that?
Well, vegana, I put vegana because I didn't want to put vegan. I wanted to know that I was Latin American, so I put vegana. Not there. And self-loving is just a journey that I was going through. I've changed my name a couple times. I was.
There's nothing wrong with that. Businesses do it all the time.
And so when I came to self-loving vegana, I was basically going back to my roots. I was already eating vegan and trying to eat more plant-based, a lot of raw stuff. So I wanted to go back to my roots. And that meant as well with the beauty community, where they make you feel, or even the media in society, where they make you feel you have to look, you have to dress a certain way. I used to color my hair like caramel blonde or something like that. And there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying if you like to do that, paint your nails, that's you, that's wonderful. But me and myself at that journey and that time, I wanted to go back to my roots and love myself. And that way to be able to spread love to others and have compassion, because, they always say that, saying you got to love yourself first. You can't, if you don't know how to love yourself, you're not going to know how to love others and how to treat others. So the biggest thing is that we treat ourselves not nice sometimes. And we expect to be nice to other people, but we need to be nice to ourselves first. And by learning that, so that's where the name came from self-loving, is just loving yourself to be able to spread that message to all, because you can see that and your vibrations will definitely glow and show that.
Thank you. This has been a great discussion, and I can tell by, somebody made a comment about the interview, and I appreciate that. And that was my idea, to bring these type of discussions to the Jane Unchained News platform. And again, I definitely want to shout Jane Unchained News. Again, thank you for allowing us this platform to have these type of discussions. At this time, again, subscribe to NaijhaSpeaks.com. There are other live broadcasts that I've done. I'm over 10 by now. And Keep It Fresh Day. We're talking about food and plant-based plates, vegan plates. Please post your plates with hashtag Keep It Fresh Day on Sunday, June 14th. If you want to learn more about that, go to bvsmd.org. The blog section talks all about that. It's also on our Facebook page. We have an event set up for that. And download the African American Vegan Starter Guide.com, published by the fabulous Tracy McQuirter. And I'd definitely be looking for the official, authentic Latin American Vegan Starter Guide. I mean, I know there's some organizations out there like PCRM that have guides. We've used it to distribute at events and tablings, but it would be great if the Latin vegan society is created and we have someone. I'm just throwing some stuff out there, so maybe it's something that you can think about, because I definitely would support that and want to be engaged in that, because that's what the Black Vegetarian Society of Maryland is all about. It's not just about Maryland. We have access 24/7 online where we can support all of this. So definitely I will continue to do my research, and I want you to keep me in the loop with all of that you're doing, and I will follow you as well. So if you're not following at Self Loving Vegana, please do that, and at Plant Based Amor. Any last words? We're down to close to 5 minutes. I don't want to leave here without allowing you to express anything that you think we didn't cover that needs to be sent out to the viewers. This is the time to do that. Did we cover everything? Is there anything that you want to let the viewers know before we start to transition out?
I think definitely what's important to me, if you're a true animal lover, if you're a true if you're against oppression, right? And being vegan, you're already against oppression. Please support Black Lives Matter as much as possible. Give it its moment. This is a huge moment in history, and please keep promoting it. Repost all the stories. Sign the petitions. Just keep getting involved. Peacefully protest. Do what you got to do to make an impact.
Yes, and we have links on our Instagram as well if you would like to donate to any of those families who were affected
Yes.
through all this as well.
Saw that. And that you lead me into the question of how do you feel about what's happening in this country with social and food justice, and now that you expressed that, that's great. And if you want to add on to the food justice piece, now's the time to do that. I get with Massiel.
It was a long time coming, right? Like, we've been angry all these years, and I feel like like learning really about the veganism and the cruelty behind what goes on in factory farming, and all the environmental impact has really pushed us to the edge, and now we're ready to speak out. So our revolution is going to begin, our protests are going to begin, and we're going to continue to do everything in our power to promote a healthier lifestyle for all, and let's save lives throughout the whole entire world, in every way, human and animal. Let's do it.
Thanks for that. Massiel, what is your take on that? Because Mike just made me open up that question about what's going on. So any last messages you want people to hear, and of course your take on what's going on right now with social and food justice?
Yes, I think that people need to be more compassionate with Black Lives Matters, and as well spread that not just on social media, but as well in your neighborhoods, in your communities. Go to your communities and go check down as well the local farm and everything, and educating people on eating healthier as well, because that's a big thing that a lot of people don't talk about, is with the Black community and their health with the doctors as well. And I think by going down there and educating, and as well looking at other, it doesn't just stop on social media, and it's something that you don't have to, I believe that you don't have to all the time, kind of show like a receipt for it as well, because that's, when it's real, when someone is doing it, when no one's watching as well. And also check out the homeless shelter. There's so many people there, and especially with the Black community, that it's very important. Especially, I know in Baltimore, me and Jamila have gone there to Baltimore as well, because there's a lot of the Black community there, of restaurants. Go to the restaurants and support them and show them love, and know that you stand with them, and you're not gonna allow this to happen, injustice.
Yeah, it's well overdue, and I'm going to state my take on what's happening right now. Black and brown people have built this country on the. We were slaves. Our ancestors were slaves. We built this country. It's our country, and anybody who has studied the history and knows the history knows what's really going on. And it's disgusting that this racist mentality exists in this country, and it has to go. You know what I'm saying? The nerve, we birthed this nation. We breastfed your children. So yes, this is a movement that needs to be supported, and something needs to be done. We have a shirt in our restaurant that says "Deport white supremacy." It is about time that we do that. So yes, I appreciate your statements on what's happening in this country right now, because it definitely needs to end, and it needs to end fast. I appreciate you two coming on. Please, let's all stay connected. And you know where to find me. I know where to find you. If you ever need anything, you know how to reach out. Let's get that Latin Vegan Society up and running, okay? I appreciate it.
Get it.
Thank you. And we're going to end with this comment here. Namaste. We appreciate, I don't want to mispronounce the name, but we appreciate the namaste because that is what it's all about. Everyone, be safe, be healthy, and boost your immune system. Good night. And until next time, Naijha Wright.
I love you guys.